Ne Zha 2 has exploded onto the cinematic scene, not only breaking records, but redefining what animated films can achieve globally. Since its release on January 29th, the film has grossed over $1.35 billion, beating out Inside Out 2 and making it the highest grossing film in China and the fourth highest grossing animated film worldwide. But what exactly makes Ne Zha 2 such a phenomenon? In today's video, we're going to break down some reasons behind Ne Zha 2's success. So first off, to really understand the success of Ne Zha 2, we have to ask, what is Ne Zha? And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. I do not know the language very well like that. So before diving into the success of Ne Zha 2, let's take a quick look at its origins. The original 2019 film Ne Zha introduced audiences to a reinterpretation of a classic Chinese mythological character, Ne Zha, born from the demon pill. Ne Zha is a mischievous yet misunderstood child with immense supernatural powers. His story is about battling the terrible fate he was born with, challenging societal expectations, and striving to become a hero despite his demonic origins. So the first film has a mix of humor, heart, and high-quality animation, and it set the stage perfectly for the success of its sequel. And if you haven't already, y'all should check out the first film. And it's even dubbed in multiple other languages for y'all that prefer that. Next up, let's talk about its cultural significance. Ne Zha 2's triumph is deeply rooted in its cultural significance. The character of Ne Zha has ancient roots in Chinese folklore, and the film smartly modernizes this traditional narrative. By blending time-honored myths with contemporary animation and storytelling, the film bridges generational gaps. Also for this video, I'm going to pull some quotes from sources, and as Global Times points out, Ne Zha challenges and disrupts biased perceptions of Chinese culture, offering a fresh perspective on Chinese mythology to global audiences. And honestly, it's worked, contributing significantly to its widespread popularity. I know it's kind of bad to compare it, but if y'all ever watch Jackie Chan Adventures, it's one of those things where it's like, it kind of made it easy for people to understand some Chinese mythology, even if it was inaccurate, but it gave people a primer on what to expect behind Chinese mythology. And I think with this film, Ne Zha 2, it gives people a more accurate representation, albeit, a more modernized interpretation. But for those, interested in the actual mythology, they can do research now that they have a little introduction to it. And, by updating a classic myth for modern audiences, Ne Zha 2 has created a narrative that feels both timeless and timely, capturing the imaginations of viewers worldwide. Also, what you'll notice if you do watch the film is that the film pulls references from pop culture as well. The first film had a scene that parodied the Terminator, and the second film, if you watch the trailer, includes a parody of the Screaming Beaver meme. And while people will say, oh, that just makes it feel a bit dated, I disagree, and I think it actually just means it wants to reference silly things in pop culture. I don't know, sometimes you could just do that, and people like that because they'll be like, I know that, that's funny. Attack on Titan did it in the manga. Section 3, the character. One of the elements I do think stand out for Ne Zha 2 is its complex and relatable protagonist, and complex with an asterisk because your mileage may vary. Ne Zha is rebellious, imperfect, and on a journey of self-discovery. His struggles against societal expectations and his quest for identity resonate with audiences across cultures. It's not a quote-unquote China-localized problem, it is something that everyone around the world can relate to. And this kind of character depth is something that people try to look for in animated films, but don't always find, and it's helped Ne Zha 2 connect on an emotional level, keeping viewers engaged from start to finish. Ne Zha's flaws and growth make him a mirror for the audience's own challenges, allowing for a deeper and more personal connection with the story. And, not to mention, the second film takes everything from the first film and makes it grander and bigger. Next, let's talk about that animation quality. It is an animation after all. The animation in Ne Zha 2 is nothing short of spectacular. Spectacular, give me 14 of them right now.
Spectacular, give me 14 of them right now.
Really?
The filmmakers have definitely pushed the boundaries of visual storytelling with all the vibrant colors, intricate character designs, and fluid motion. The attention to detail elevates the entire experience, transforming the film into a visual masterpiece. According to the BBC, Ne Zha 2's huge success is helping introduce characters from Chinese mythology to new audiences around the world, with animation quality playing a crucial role in its global appeal. The cutting-edge techniques not only enhanced the storytelling, but also set a brand new benchmark for the Chinese animation industry. The seamless blend of traditional Chinese art styles with modern animation technology adds a unique aesthetic that sets Ne Zha 2 apart from its Western counterparts. Now, we can't mention the West without, touching upon the national rivalry between the two: critical and fan reception. And while most reviews talk about its engaging storyline, refined animation, and emotional impact, stuff of which I talked about in our previous points, other articles go a bit further. There are articles like those from the Global Times and the BBC that discuss the film's broader cultural implications, noting how it acts as a bridge for cultural exchange and stirs national pride in China, some of which can be considered controversial. Some fans view the film as a cultural rival to Hollywood's Captain America 4. Some of the articles highlight the complex interplay between nationalism and entertainment. Some people even say that Ne Zha 2 has to defeat Captain America 4, which is, again, stirring up this nationalism. But despite this, the overwhelming support and excitement around a potential Ne Zha 3 showcase that the film has had undeniable impact. And the conversations surrounding Ne Zha 2, whether positive or controversial, have only amplified its visibility and sparked global curiosity. And last but not least, the numbers don't lie. With over $1.35 billion in revenue, Ne Zha 2 is a testament to the shifting dynamics of the global film industry. It's not just a local hit, it's a film that has captured international attention. The movie's success highlights a growing confidence in Chinese cinema, showcasing that the Chinese domestic productions can compete with and even surpass Hollywood blockbusters. The BBC describes it as a symbol of progress in Chinese film, showing how Chinese stories can find commercial and critical success on a global stage. This monumental achievement has paved the way for more animated features to gain recognition and investment, changing the commercial landscape for the genre. The film's financial success also underscores the potential for expanded merchandise, theme park attractions, and even cross-media adaptations, which broadens its impact beyond the big screen. And while some of this might sound new, we have seen this with other regions as well. Japanese films, Korean TV and films, and those are just different parts of Asia. So it just goes to show that there is this demand for cross-cultural films. For one of the things I think also helps is that fans in the West, they don't typically experience or know much of what's happening in the East, so they're very curious. They want to know what these stories are. It's new to them. And so by modernizing the story of Ne Zha 2, it's allowed them to discover this new mythology that they can look into. Anime has already done that with Japanese pop culture. K-pop and Korean dramas have already done that with Korean pop culture. Ne Zha 2 is doing it for Chinese mythology, and I appreciate that. So, what have we learned? Well, Ne Zha 2 is more than just an animated film, it is a cultural phenomenon. It set new standards for storytelling, animation, and cultural representation in cinema, and as speculation about a third installment builds, one thing is very clear. Ne Zha's story is far from over, and audiences worldwide are eager for more. So, what do you think of Ne Zha 2? Are you excited for a possible Ne Zha 3? Let us know if you even watched the films. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, Frederator loves you. We'll catch you next time.